What's going on, people? Welcome back to Premzy TV and it's Premier League Unpacked, episode 34. As you can see, co-host has got a few duties. Obviously, he's a busy dad, so we've had to bring in Daps, a ready replacement. You know what I mean? Hopefully, Bish can come in a little bit later on in the stream, though. But big up, Daps. What you telling me, my bro? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Do you know what? I'm happy to jump on streams last minute this week because we got 2 W's, so I'm good.
You're all right. Easy.
I've had a stressful few weeks. Trust me, it's been stress jumping on streams. Even when I thought I jumped on Big Six Extra 1 week. Up until 2 hours before the game, I thought it's going to be a nice, easy stream. And then we went and held fucking 2 against Southampton. And I'm thinking, oh, my God. So, listen, to be here, knowing we've won 2 games, I'm good just to sit back and watch you, man. And hopefully a United fan go at it. So,
say no more. That's if he turns up. And obviously, we've got my guy Patrick in the cut. You know what I'm saying, Patrick? We haven't spoke since you got Tottenham half spared. You know what I'm saying, Dag? But it is what it is. What you telling me, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. 8 o'clock. Let's see what these guys, see how many more grey hairs they're going to give me, man. It's just mad. It's like we were the first half, second half team. So, yeah, I know Daps is. You know what? To be fair, maybe it's for the greater good. Maybe us losing is for the greater good. Gave Man City that bit of confidence. They get another win, and they're right up your asses. So
you changed your tune, You first, you wanted us to lose, and then when you realised shit was heating up real quick, you thought, nah. I'm looking top 4. I don't want none of that. We'll get into it. Let me introduce Gooner. Let me introduce my Gooner in there. You get me, fellow Gooner. You know what I mean? You got to put some respect on man's names now. You know what I'm telling you.
Listen, man. I was telling me, bro. You man just had a bear backstage and that, but yeah, we're here, man. We're here, and I'm not. I'm nice. I don't know.
We just had a good fun laugh off stage. You get me? But obviously, what happens off stream stays off stream. You know what I mean?
Right, guys. Listen, and yeah, my life's good, man. Life's good. Obviously, I got to link up with my guy Premzy yesterday, and yeah, life's good, man. Life's good.
No, it's all good. But look, let's get into it first of all, because Tottenham are playing today. So I'm going to come to Daps first. Daps, as you're a guest on the show, what did you make of that performance from Manchester City against Tottenham? Because at the start, I was thinking, you know what, City look like they can kind of have a few bad weeks in a row, and he's managed to turn it around.
Well, listen, it was a game of 2 halves, in it. The first half, I was at the game, and at half time, do you know what it was? I wouldn't say the first half we were that bad. For 35 minutes of it, 40 minutes of it, we were all right. We were all right. Let me be clear. I'm not saying we were cooking Man City. We were all right. We looked like a City team that, a bit like United in the first half, that were trying to get back to basics, Just trying to get back to basics. Not cooking, but trying to at least get the water maybe bubbling a little bit or getting warm, right? And then what pissed me off, and I think this is what pissed off a lot of City fans, is that 5-7 minute spell before half time. Now, where we conceded 2 goals. And the reason why that pissed me off more than conceding any other goals is when we conceded the first goal, I instantly, because I saw all of our players' heads go down. And you know them ones where you've had an all right half, but you concede a goal, right? And you're like, fuck's sake, man, back to the drawing board. And you see all of our players' heads went down. So I'm looking for Gundogan. Where's our captain? Where's why? And I started shouting at the top of my voice in the stand going, why is no one talking? Where is our captain? And I'm looking around, I'm looking at everyone in the stand going, and when I talk in my southern accent in the City stand, everyone's like, hold on, what is going on here? And I'm like, where is our captain?
Who the fuck are you, mate?
Where is our captain? Where is our captain? Right. And everyone's kind of like nodding, going, you're right. Then 2 minutes later, we score again. No coincidence. If the captain hasn't told everyone, lift your heads up, then of course you're going to concede another. And at that point, when again, I'm going, look, again, why is no one speaking? Not one player on the pitch was speaking to each other. And that is what pissed me off. I went back to grab a pie, found 2 elder City fans, 2 like 55, 60-year-old, and we just started ranting. And I started saying, look, I don't want to be one of these fans that isn't grateful for everything Pep and this team has done. But at the same time, if you know that a team can achieve greatness, yeah, and then you see them not achieving, ultimately because they're not trying, then you're frustrated because it's like, I know you're good enough, just right now for whatever fucking reason. And then second half, we come out and we actually started chasing down balls, pressing high, and pressing Tottenham into making mistakes and giving the ball away. And that's what happened. And it's just I think the biggest thing about that game is now in hindsight, to come from 2 goals behind and win 4-2 is probably a bigger message and better than to have just gone out 1-2-0.
Are you happy now that Mahrez played? Because I remember listening to a little stream of yours. You were saying, you know, should maybe, even though Mahrez is playing good, drop him, put him on the bench.
Bro, look, listen. I am one of Mahrez's. Let me be clear on that statement. I am one of Mahrez's defenders this season. Yeah. And again, I've had disagreements with people at the ground over it, yeah? Mahrez has had poor start to the season because he had no fullback behind him. He had John Stones or Akanji behind him. He's been good ever since Rico Lewis or Walker have been behind him. But I wanted Alvarez to not start because I wanted Mahrez not to start because I wanted Alvarez to start, to be chasing them balls down. Now, when Pep came out and thought, I'm going to play Alvarez on the left, I was all for that. Because I didn't realise Alvarez could play on the left as well. So, look, if I can have Alvarez, Haaland and Mahrez, that's perfect to me. Because for me, Grealish and Foden, right now with the way Bernardo Silva, Gundogan are playing, I'd rather see Grealish or Foden centrally and bench them. Because if they don't want to try for this team, then anyone can hold bench at Man City right now. And I think that's what Pep's showing everyone. This is no longer about tactics. This is a new challenge to Pep. This is about lifting a team. And I just said this a minute ago. You see you, man, you're hungry, innit? You haven't
Say that
eaten.
again. Say that again. Starving.
You man haven't eaten. You're hungry as shit, yeah? And this is the problem. We're not hungry. But what I think Pep's starting to drill into these players is, it don't matter that you're not hungry. Do you like eating fillet steak, yeah?
Daps, you know, I want.
Yeah, we do. We like eating. So let's eat some fucking food. And that's what we need to do.
I want to ask you that. Do you think that what he's actually saying is going to actually kind of work? Because, you know, he's done this before. He's mentioned the crowd before. He's kind of digged out some of his players in public before. And it has worked. It has worked because you've gone on to win things. So do you think what he's doing now with kind of, you know, slating some of his teammates, some of his players, slating some of his the crowd, is going to have a negative or a positive effect on your team?
Do you know what it is? I think he's doing it. He's doing it well. There was one speech he did that I posted, yeah, and he said in it, he goes, "Look, I won the league 4 times in a row with Barcelona, and then I got comfortable. I thought I was eating caviar." And then I went and lost the league to Real Madrid twice, yeah? And he said, so I get what these players are going through, which is fine, because he's saying, I understand totally, yeah? But it's my job as the manager to motivate them. And this is what I've been saying. If tactically we know Pep can do it, what I want to see is that he can motivate this group of players and remind them that this is more than just, you know, you've won leagues, like this whole narrative, oh, we're focusing on the Champions League. Listen, as a Man City fan that goes to games very regularly and representing on here, fans that go week in, week out, travel all over the country, yeah? That's 38 games a season. If these players think that all we care about is the Champions League, no. That's Twitter. Yeah? A lot of the Twitter lot, they don't go week in, week out. We care about the fucking league. Trust me, yeah? So I need these players to care about the league. And I think it's worked. Ultimately, all you have to do is look at the Tottenham game. At half-time, was there any substitutions? No, right? So whatever he said in the dressing room worked. So I think it worked. He's got the credit to be able to speak to players in the right way, motivate them. I think it's working. We'll see. Friday against you boys, I didn't think it was a big deal because it's the FA Cup, but you know what? For momentum, this game's massive, man.
You know what? Huge. Yeah, I'm going to ask all of you this question quickly before I move on to Patrick's thoughts. Yeah, Saka or Foden? Each give me your answer.
Right now, Saka, but I was Foden all day long. But right now, it's kind of clear. There's no this season. Saka's been on bits, so it's not even a comparison right now.
Daps.
Bro, it's like saying right now, if we're talking right now, so far this season, who's the better team, Arsenal or Man City? It's not a question, is it?
So Saka,
know what I mean?
obviously, I don't even have to ask you, Lee. You know, I mean, I already know what he's going to say. But look,
I'm beginning to see the Saka Mahrez comparisons, you know, as well. As far as someone spoke on it the other day, and I think, yeah, I get it because he loves cutting in, innit?
I said it yesterday. I said it yesterday to you. I said it yesterday.
Yeah, I get
do
it.
you know
now.
what? Yeah, Saka, it's about time he starts getting his flowers. You get me? This guy's been involved with Arsenal since he's been 17 years old, carrying man for so many years, and people just don't really give him that kind of respect because we haven't been challenging at the top. But now people are starting to understand and see what's what. But we're gonna touch on Arsenal in a little bit. But Patrick, what the hell is going on with your football club, mate? You get me? You've done it in reverse this time. You've done it in reverse.
Well done, Tottenham. We did it for the greater good. We had to come out with a pep in our step, 2-0 up.
Hey, someone get this guy off the stage, man.
Light the fire on Man City's ass to wake them up. So they came out second half and they obviously tore us up. And now Man City are on bits. Beat Wolves 3-0, whatever it was. Now Man City have got the bit between their teeth. So sometimes you got to take it out for the greater good. It's almost like we're playing 3D chess. Obviously, the greater good is not seeing Arsenal win this league. So, of course, it hurt me. But then I took a step back and said, you know what? Every cloud has a silver lining. And
you had no choice, fam. What happened is you wanted these guys to win, yeah? And you looked at it and thought, oh, shit, how can I make myself feel better?
if this is the catalyst that it takes to get Man City to wake the fuck up, then so be it. Because we know Man City are a sick team, but they haven't been at it this year. And please, for love or money, God, like Man City, please wake up. I mean, they look like they're awake now, which is good because I don't want to see Arsenal walk this league. And you know what? I mean, I'm going to obviously go around the houses to get to my point. Arsenal this year have been insane. They've been incredible. To have 50 points. To have 50 points after 19 games, that is unbelievable. That is crazy form. So, you know, Man City to be in touching distance, I know. Hopefully, I mean, we hope that they will drop off at some point, but Man City are still within touching distance, which is credit to them. And, you know, for us, it's a big L to go 2-0 up away from home against a great team. You got to see the game out, man. You got to at least leave with a point. But then when I look at our team and I just see a shambolic defense, aging Hugo Lloris, who looks every fucking day of 36 years old, and Conte with no ideas, no plan B.
Can we stop there? As the host, can we not allow BS to be said on your prestige channel? Can you ask?
Where's BS? I'm being legit.
We gotta let a man up there say. We gotta let a man up there say. Yeah, and then you come in with the question.
Where's the BS?
If he said this at the start of the season when he won the Champions League, and don't let me get the receipts because I've got the receipts on you, Patrick. So
he won the Champions League, fam.
What?
Oh, you better say that again.
He won the transfer window. So can you ask?
I never said we won the transfer window. I know we had a good window. Anyway,
but I've got a question for you. Wait, Lee, because I've got a question for him in a minute. Yeah.
Sorry, let me finish my analysis. So basically, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's disappointing to go 2-0 up. We know Man City are a good team, and I knew that at some point they was going to have some sort of wave and come back. But the first two goals were just stupid errors, isn't it? Like Perisic completely missing the flight of the ball and allowing his man in behind. Second goal, I think, is when we got pressed, like Daps is saying, and just catastrophic errors. 3-2, cool. You lose a game 3-2. You know, there's no shame in losing to Man City away from home 3-2. Obviously, I don't think the second half was good enough. But then for Lenglet to come on, and don't ask me, why are you bringing on cold defenders when you're trying to chase a game and you know that you're up against it? Why would you bring on Lenglet for the last 5 or 6 minutes? It makes no sense. And then Lenglet trying to control the ball that comes off his thigh. Mahrez is in. It's a goal. It's just everything that encapsulates Tottenham this year. Just crap defending, mistake after mistake after mistake. Hugo Lloris as well was at fault for one of the goals yet again. And it just leads me to where we are. But with all that being said, football is a funny old game, man. If we win tonight, we're only 3 points off a fantastic Man United and a scintillating Newcastle, and there's still so much football left to be played. So like I said, it is for the greater good. We can still make top 4. I still believe we'll make top 4. For me, the only 2 teams that are guaranteed top 4 football right now is Arsenal and Man City. Man United will drop out. I don't really believe they're as good as people are making them out to be. And we'll get onto that in a bit when we discuss Arsenal and United. And also, Newcastle are not as good as people are making them out to be, and they don't score enough goals, and they drop too many points with their draw. So, for me, we're still in it, but we need to win tonight.
This guy is cheeky.
Everything I'm saying is legit.
You've got
Everything I'm
all the
saying is
punches.
legit.
Hold on, you've got all the punches for Newcastle, all the tests for Newcastle. You ain't even better than Fulham right now, and you're talking about Man United and Newcastle. You need to relax.
Better than it. The league after this time doesn't lie.
You know what? We need to relax. This guy needs to be relaxed, bro. You know what? Where's that tranquilizer, bro? Where's that tranquilizer, bro? Hey, this guy, you know what? And people know Patrick's my brother, yeah, but this guy is annoying as fuck, bro. I swear that. Look at this guy saying that about the greater good, bro. This guy is
the greater good.
I hate
Listen, me, that's all Tottenham man can hang on to, you know. You get me, the demise of Arsenal. That's where their club is right now, in the mud. But Patrick, I got one question for you, yeah. Honestly, because time and time again on the show, you've come here and you've defended Antonio Conte and said you're not going to put no flack on this man. When the fuck are you going to put some flack on this man, bro? Because at the end of the day, yeah, he needs to take some serious accountability. And if you can't see that by now, bro, then God help you.
You see, the thing is, I've always said that Conte is also at fault. But for me, I can't put all of the blame on Conte because the board, time and time again, have
like
not
Lee said, you've won the window.
The manager, and this is gone from Pochettino. Listen, for me, we've had project managers, and Pochettino, one of the best project managers out there, and he had a young squad, and he was the one who brought through Sonny, Harry Kane, Dembele, put him in the right position where he flourished. He had Jan Vertonghen, who was obviously an outcast at Atletico Madrid, brought him in. Alderweireld. Jan Vertonghen was a good defender from Ajax, but we all know that Eredivisie is hit and miss with players in the Premier League. And he pretty much, Eric Dyer, who came in as a right back, then he played him as a defensive midfielder and blah, blah, blah. So he had all these players, brought them together. We had a fantastic Dele Alli from League One. So he was the right man at that time to bring the squad forward. But when it was time for him to be backed, he wasn't backed. Then we bring in a win-now manager in Jose Mourinho. And those win-now managers, you need to back them right now. Didn't do it. Then he fired him, brought in Nuno, who fuck knows what kind of manager he is. But yeah, that didn't work. Then you bring in Conte, who's another win-now manager, but he needs the chips to win right now. And you don't do it. So for me, Conte needs to take accountability because, like I keep saying on here, he's too rigid. He doesn't change in the game as the game's developing. And he also is very stubborn, is playing players in the wrong position or not playing the right personnel for what he's got. Because at the end of the day, we all know you need a better right wing back, but you got Jed Spence. He deserves a chance. We all know that we're lacking in creative players, but you don't want to bring an extra third player in the middle to try and balance that out. So there's things where he is failing, but the board have to take all of the blame. Daniel Levy operating or not operating again. What's the 23rd today?
Not all of it. Surely not.
Daniel Levy needs to take all of the blame. Levy,
not Conte. Conte's still getting jack free.
No,
getting away.
Hold on, Patrick. I did ask you one question.
Yeah, go on.
Can I just one question? Literally, and it's not even a banter thing right now. But you see, with Arteta, right? And again, I'm not saying Arteta's had a world-renowned career like Conte, but what I like about Arteta is he's shown that he can do more with less. He's shown that he can win the FA Cup. He's shown that he can navigate with Kolasinac and Aubameyang and Lacazette and work with a crap Pepe. He's been shown that he can do these things. He can.
You're patching there, bro.
Let him land because there's so many ways back.
My one point.
Yeah.
In that first season, what he did was he came in and he said, "You know what? I need to work with the three at the back," even though he didn't want to do that. In the second season, we knew that we didn't have the players yet, so he had to re-sign Luiz. He had to work with these crap players to do all the things he didn't want to do and navigate. Now, right now, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, I see what he was doing back then. When in the moment, I was like, yo, what is he doing? I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. You can see that with the backing and he's fully acclimatized with the Kroenkes. But where I'm going with you is, the thing I don't like about Conte is, okay, fine, he's got 150 million pounds, and I think Toby was telling me a lot of that money, or some of that money, went on the two players. No, sorry, on Romero. 47 million pound went on Romero. So okay, fine. Let's say he had 100 million pounds to spend, and he's bought in his players on loan or whatever it is. For me, he's not showing that he can do anything with the players
Yeah,
brought in currently. So for me, where I'm going and why I like the Arteta comparison is Arteta's shown that one, his talent ID is absolutely elite. Two, he's also shown that he can do things with players that he doesn't really want. Whereas with Conte, it's all about I must have exactly everything what I need and want in the place that I need for him to work. Pep doesn't have that. Klopp didn't have that. Arteta's not had that. And Tuchel didn't have that. And Tuchel won a Champions League. And that's where I'm going with it. You can't.
Yeah,
keep
that's a fair
saying that
point.
it's
Now
to do
I
with
hear it.
owners.
It's
when
not a fair
I'm
point, but then
No, it is.
it's not because
okay.
all
Rebuttal
right.
that then. Come on.
It's not a fair point because you've got to also like compare apples to apples and pears to pears. Arteta's had 3 years. 3 years. You finished
But in the
eighth.
first season, what you talking
You
about? He
finished
won the FA
eighth.
Cup.
Okay, let me finish. You finished eighth. You guys were going crazy. Arteta out. Stampedes. Fucking marches and everything like that, social media campaigns. You finished fifth. Again, no one was really happy with him, and people have to be honest right now. Obviously, you're loving life, but back then,
To be fair, Patrick, it was the second year he
then
finished 8th that everyone was going on a mad thing.
Eighth. Yeah, sorry, apologies. I'm actually boosting him up. Eighth, and then fifth. And throughout that time, none of you lot saw the vision. A lot of you lot didn't want him in. A lot of you lot weren't happy, and all of this stuff. We all know the story, innit? So let's not rewrite history. Conte came in last year. We was in 3-4. He finished fourth. You have to give him his credit. And he finished above you guys. We got the jump on you lot. This year, don't get me wrong, I can't really back him for what's going on. But also at the same time, I do know that we've had our problems as well. There's been a lot of issues. But for me, the reason why Conte is failing right now is because he's too rigid and too stubborn. And also, you do have to work with the personnel you got. I agree with you on that one, Lee. But also, at the same time, the stuff you're saying about Tuchel and all these other guys, they've had time and they've had a lot more money spent than we did. And also, let's not act like Arteta is some miracle worker who's doing what Eddie Howe's done. You guys spent a lot of money.
To be fair, though, to be fair, in this day and age, look, I'm not trying to back any cause, but to spend 330 odd million over the course of 3 years, to me, I don't think that's a lot of money being spent.
It's still money, though. It is money.
It's not really. It's just over 100 million a year, which he's walked into a squad that needed ripping out and rebuilding. He didn't walk into a squad that had already players like Harry Kane and Son and all these man in there, which I'm sure you must agree with if you're a footballing man, you'd know. So, and players like Saka and all these younger lads, they've had to become more developed. If they haven't been ready-made players, you know what I'm saying? There's been potential there.
The difference is that Arteta's had the time, and this is a luxury that a lot of managers don't get afforded. Even Tuchel won a Champions League, and he won an FA Cup, I believe, right? And they still got rid of him. So, things are looking good for Arsenal right now, but you also have to look at it. And don't get me wrong, it's fantastic from the Cronkies. I don't know, you guys don't want to rate them, but they allowed him the time. Even last year, Arteta signed an extension before the season had finished, and a lot of you guys weren't happy about that, saying, "Oh, what if he doesn't get fourth? You're going to reward failure, blah blah blah." But now, in hindsight, that was a fantastic move. So these things take time. Conte probably isn't the man to be given time if you're not going to back him. So this again, it falls on Levy. So it does fall on Levy because you're doing things that have no end goal. There's no end game here. So yeah, that's right. What I like.
Okay, say no more. Daps, look, let me bring you into it. Just a quick one on Tottenham, because personally, I feel like the board have backed him to a certain extent. I think I do agree with Patrick that you do got to give somebody time in order to see what they can do, especially when they've known for winning stuff, winning leagues and building successful teams. But if I was to ask you now, he's brought in Kulusevski, he's brought in Bentancur, 2 players with high promise that have hit the ground running, his guys. He's brought in Richarlison, one of the most promising players in the league before he come to Tottenham. Yeah. He's also brought in Basuma, who was one of the most promising midfielders in the league that a lot of teams were after, Arsenal included. Yeah. They've also gone out there and they've brought Romero, who to them is, one of the best defenders about when he first come. Yeah. World Cup winner. Do you know what I mean? So I'm telling you now, they have backed him. They have definitely backed him in buying certain players. For example, if these weren't his players, he would have given the same treatment he's give Jed Spence and not playing them. And that's how I see it. So this is why he does have to start taking a bit of responsibility. What does he have to do to change the formation when it's not going right? Do you think them Tottenham man are going to be sitting there, Harry Kane, Son and all that? Do you think they want to play football like that, Daps?
Well, you know what? Leo vouched for this. I've been saying from the start of the season about Conte, right, that for me, is one. And I do hear the argument that maybe, I think it might have even been Patrick I was listening to one time, because I've been very much, Conte needs to be held accountable the same way Jose did, right? Because Jose got them to a final, was round, where were you under Jose in the league? I swear you were second or third.
We were at the point, but when we played you lot in the final, we were probably 5th or 6th or something like that.
Right.
But yeah.
But Tottenham fans, and one thing I rated about Tottenham fans back then is Tottenham fans, even though they're so desperate for a trophy, were like, we're not willing to sacrifice and have shit football for a trophy. And I was like, you know what? I respect that. But it's like, at the moment, history's repeating itself. But actually, to be fair, with an even moanier manager, like, that's the bit that, for me as a Tottenham fan, would grain on me all the time. Every press conference, and maybe it's frustration, but I do get, when you look at the players and the players that he's now having to start, they're players that a season or 2 seasons ago were just seen as squad players, but there's certain players that were just seen as squad players that he's now having to work with. But I don't know, like you said, the window is supposed to be good. When you list the players that they've got, like, he has been backed.
Even Langley coming from Barcelona.
If I was a Tottenham fan, right?
All they're doing is
I want Conte gone and I want Pochettino back, because you know what? At least at that point, there seemed like belief. There seemed like belief amongst the fans. Then there don't seem like no belief whatsoever. Like, honestly, bro, considering the season Tottenham started, how they started the season, and even when we were saying it's not sustainable, you were looking in a all right position in the league, At least under Poch, I sense this belief amongst your fans that you were going to achieve something at some point. Whereas at the moment now, bro, you lot all just seem deflated.
We're deflated because a lot of them have caught up to where I was. I was always been Levy out. I was Levy out when he flopped the Berahino deal. Listen how far back this goes. When Sadio Berahino was an up-and-coming young prospect, had 16, 17 goals in the Premier League. I think he had about 25 all comps for West Brom. Look how long ago that was. And he fucked that deal, said, no, this is the end, Levy out. Because you want to be the centre piece of every deal negotiating. No other chairman is in the forefront. We don't know the names of most of these chairmen at the big clubs because no one cares, because we don't need to know them. They're doing their work in silence. When he fucked the Grealish deal up, 20 million, Aston Villa had to sell. They got relegated. They had no cash. They were financially strapped. He was their biggest asset. Jack Grealish was someone I've always admired. And then at the last minute, he pulled the plug and said, no, we're going to give you 15 million, take it or leave it. They was like, what? We'd already agreed it. Grealish should wave goodbye to all his fans and this and that. And then 2 weeks later, they got bought out. And obviously they said, you know what, fuck you. And we didn't get Grealish. That for me was Levy out. That was 15, 16 back then. Now everyone, the reason why everyone's so deflated, that's is because they know they've been hoodwinked. We had the whole Pochettino thing, didn't get back for 2 transfer windows. He was flying. I mean, there was a time when we was the best team in the league comfortably. We didn't lose a single home game before we left. What
the hell did you just say? What did you just say?
What I'm saying stacks up, backs up. The thing is, I talk sense and I don't chat shit. So you can go back and look.
How long for, though? How long for?
Over a calendar year. So from January through to December, even though that's in the half of 2 seasons, we were the best team in the league. You can even add up all the points and blah, blah, blah.
Where did you finish that?
We finished second. And then
I don't know about you, but I've never seen Spurs be the best team in this league, man.
That is mad, bro.
We were scintillating
going
it,
forward. But it sounds mad.
We had fantastic wing backs in Carl Walker and Danny Rose. We had the best defense in the league at the time. We conceded the least goals. Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen. Hugo Lloris was in good form. Yeah, I've got the receipt. I know. It's all here.
I do believe you. It's just it sounds like one of them stats. Like, you know, when people say
you were the best team. You said you were the best team in the league. No, you were the best team in terms of accumulating the most points, but you didn't win.
We were the best team at that time. Obviously, we didn't win.
No, you weren't.
It's like saying Messi. Remember when Messi hadn't won a Player of the Month, but. It just sounds weird. Do you remember that when Messi had never won a Messi? There's weird stats out there, so I do get you, and I kind of vaguely remember hearing it before.
And at that time, we didn't lose a whole home game before we left for White Hart Lane. We didn't lose a whole game that season at home. So we were actually a really, really good team. But then when Pochettino needed backing, he didn't do it. And it just goes back and back. And, you know, and I'm tired of saying it. I've been saying it for years now. And the reason why we're so deflated is because all the fans have caught up to, Danny Rose was the best left back in the Premier League at that point. Danny Rose on the left, Carl Walker on the... Look at the Premier League team of the season. I don't know why you got laughing.
No, I get what you're saying, bitch.
What are we doing here, man?
What are you doing?
Right, look,
Go and check it.
look. We're gonna give Patrick some off time from thinking about his team.
Nah, you're not taking a piss. Danny Rose, go and check. He was in the team of the season. And so, don't
guys, please. Please, let's talk about some proper football, please. I can't do.
Look, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from Tottenham, yeah. But look. One man that I think Tottenham might get through the door because they want ex-Chelsea men. Frank Lampard has been sacked, and you never know. You never know what could happen. He might go to Tottenham, people. We don't know. It could only get worse. But Gunnar, I'm gonna come to you on this one, quick time. Yeah.
You're not taking a piss.
I can't do this, bro. When you said Danny Rose, I'm like,
right, listen, let's move on from these, man, now, because we're half an hour in and we want to try to wrap this up before the Tottenham game so we can watch them get beat by Fulham, yeah? So, all I know,
by the best team in West London, yeah?
All I know, is Frank Lampard has finally been chopped, yeah? And I'm going to come to you first, Gunnar, because I don't know how he was hanging on by a thread that much. I think people have been looking at the Arteta situation and they've give managers a bit more time based on that. But he should have been gone a long time ago. He's got sacked just less than a year of him being in charge. Right decision. And who did he get in?
Do you know what? Again, look, it's hard because I feel he's actually done a little bit dirty. Like the fact that he's not really had any backing. No, hold on. He's had hardly any backing. I'm not saying he's a good manager. I'm just talking about his Everton experience. He's not had any backing. Wasn't it one season that they spent like £2 million, or was that the manager before when they bought the winger from what's his name? He scored against.
No, I think that was what's his name? That was Benitez. Because remember,
but
before Benitez, they got back massively, and then it's like with Benitez, they said we ain't giving you shit.
Yeah, but for me, look, I just think, he's not a good manager. He isn't. But I also think someone like him, you probably do need to give a little bit more so that you kind of help him fast track his development, and he's just been left in the lurches, in a predicament where Everton are in proper limbo. They don't really want to. They got this new stadium that they're getting. They don't want to back the team. They don't want to back the squad. And it is actually in some ways similar to the Spurs situation, but worse because they are spending literally nothing. They're not trying to invest in anything to do with the squad. So look, he isn't a great manager. It was always funny when there was this comparison between Arteta with Ole and all the other guys. And now look, like he's been sacked not once, but twice at two different clubs. And look, like he's obviously not good enough, but I'm sure the rest of the panel are going to have more to say. Look, and they said, look, big dunk, he did better than bloody Lampard.
Bro, it's a mad thing. Daps, do you think that English managers are getting preferential treatment when it comes to getting jobs in the Premier League? Because Frank Lampard, personally, I don't think he was done anything great. I think, with Chelsea, he managed to get them fourth, but it's not like Chelsea had a washed-up squad. They just couldn't buy anybody that summer, and they had to make players like Mason Mount step up to the plate, which was decent, but it's not like he's gone into a Fulham and made them go to Champions League football. With Derby, finished in the same position with them, missed out on the playoffs. Do you reckon English managers are getting preferential treatment, especially ex-big players?
What it is, it's not English managers, It's people need to get away from this whole. I had someone say to me, after I think Vinny had been at Burnley for like a month and had a good start, and I'm getting messages. If Pep doesn't sign the contract, would you have him at City? I'm like, bro, what you think we're going to go from Pep Guardiola to Vincent Kompany just because he's a legend, right? People have to earn their stripes, bro. And this is the whole thing. This whole world is getting way too. They want everything now. Like, think about it. If you deep it where Vieira is now, Vieira started at City with like the youth team. Then he had to go to New York City, go and earn your stripes. And now he's at Crystal Palace. Whereas Gerrard, this whole Gerrard thing, no. Lampard, the same thing. People have to earn their stripes. Just because you're a legend as a player does not mean you're going to be a legend as a manager. Even Pep, bro. Pep had to manage Barcelona B team for an amount of time before he got given that. And it's just this thing at the moment. I do think Lee's right on Frank. I feel like with him, he's just getting hung out to dry. I think at Chelsea he was hung out to dry as well, to be honest with you.
I do think it's
when you're bro, the biggest thing is when you're one of these players, you should be given time. I think, do you know what? I think right now where Vinny is, he needs to stay at Burnley for a good couple of seasons. I want to see him get Burnley up. I do not want Manchester City linked with Vincent Kompany until we've won a Premier League elsewhere, or at very least challenged elsewhere, because it's like we talk on Lampard and Gerrard as players, but slowly you're kind of like forgetting what they were like as players now, and you're thinking, do you know what? They're just meaty managers. Who's next? The funny thing is, will it happen to John Terry? Like,
I do think I'm not gonna. My last point, I do think with the Lampard with the Chelsea first season, I don't want to underplay that, man. I thought he did really well, bro. Getting him to top four. I know they crawled there, but they spent no money. They had young Tammy Abraham. They had not Chalobah. They had Tomori. They had like they also
had Rudigers and players like that. You know what I mean?
Rudiger wasn't the same Rudiger he is now. Just to add,
but bro, they got hung out to dry. Then he got hung out to dry like that. Like, just literally, I think for him, he's the perfect manager to go and manage in the Championship, and have a couple of seasons there with a young squad as a project manager. I think he needs to go. Sometimes people have to go and rebuild themselves. I think that's what he's going to have to do now. Like, sometimes people are just given jobs way too early. And I think I would have. When he got given the Everton job, you got to think where Everton were when he got the job. They were in the shit then, right? He needs to go and rebuild himself in the champion. He probably needs to take a year out and be a pundit, and then maybe go and start with a team with no expectations in the Championship and build up from there. And I saw the comment before, that's what Everton needs. Sean Dyche.
Yeah, definitely. But Patrick,
organised.
Question for you. If Conte walks, would you take Frank?
That's not even a serious question. I can't even answer that.
No, what's your thoughts on Frank Lampard at the moment? Do you reckon he's done for the English game? He needs to go Championship level or what?
Yeah, I think, you know what, Lee made a good point because I was going to raise it, but he raised it about when Lampard got Champions League with Chelsea when he was under a transfer embargo. They had all young players, and he brought through Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount. I was really impressed with him. But as soon as he got money, then it went to shit. It's really weird. So as soon as he could invest in the squad, you saw that as talent ID and actually bringing players in, it didn't work out. I think he needs to take some time out. He needs to reset, go abroad, study the game, study different philosophies. Like, people just think that England is the be all and end all. Go abroad and take some time out and chill with other managers and just get to learn the philosophies of different leagues and different tactics and just, have some time out, man. And I think Daps is right. Building in the Championship. Yeah. The Championship's a slog, though. The thing is, a lot of these managers, they're not genuine and real with themselves because they know if they go into the Championship, I know he did it with Derby, but he always had an exit strategy. But if they go into the Championship with a mediocre average team and they don't do well, they know they're never getting another big job. That's the problem. So they rather, basically run before they can walk or walk before they can crawl and take a job at Aston Villa like Gerrard or take a job at Everton like Lampard, and they're not ready for it. And they're in the Dragon's Den, and before you know it, they get chopped. So,
That's right. Gerrard's now an agent, bro. He's an agent for Liverpool trying to get Jude there.
Yeah, I know, Jude Bellingham. I'm not even... Is that even... that stuff like that, that's you should be caught for tapping up, man. That's
cringy. Let him do that. That's so cringy. Shit, bro.
It's so cringy. Oh, yeah, I'll fly out whatever day you want me to fly out, and I'll take you for lunch. And I'm sure that there's some sort
I hear what you're saying, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I said this on the last stream. If Jude Bellingham ends up going to Liverpool, off of the back of weird stunts like that, absolutely no problem, man. I don't want players that are... it's cringy. Honestly, I don't imagine any other club doing weird shit like that. It's weird, bro. It's cringy as hell. If I was Jude Bellingham, I'd be getting a restraining order out on Liverpool because no, honestly, he's 19, yeah? Why would you want to join a club that's based their whole existence in the top 4 in the future on you. Like, because all Liverpool fans are like, it's fine when we get Jude. No, bro. It's
there's a lot of
weird as
problems.
shit.
Yeah,
it's
that is
honestly
weird.
cringy,
That
man.
is
So
weird.
leave Gerrard
Right,
to it.
guys, I have to introduce the main man, the man of the moment, Big Dog Saeed. You get me?
Telling me, man.
What are you telling me, man, bro? Make sure you smash a like on the video. Yeah, we got Saeed in the place now, and you know what? Credit to him because he said, I'm on a stream. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna hold the smoke. You get me? He's not shying away. He's not hiding away, and he's come here to hear about his team, hear about the team that he said, you know what? We beat Crystal Palace. We beat Arsenal. We're 3 points away. We're 3 points away. Back in your box, fam. Back in your box. Back in your box. But now, bring up, bro. What are you telling me?
No, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I feel like I've slowly got over it, man. I went this morning. I was in the gym. I let it out in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, man. But fair play, Arsenal, man. I just thought we hung in there, but you guys are just relentless, man. Just like wave after wave of pressure. Zinchenko, I actually hate Zinchenko, man. He's that good, you know. Like in your system, he's everywhere. And I feel like you guys are just relentless. You know what I mean? You contained us. Weghorst was isolated second half. And that was because of Arsenal. You know, we can say we can bring this on and we can bring that player on. But Arsenal were just too much in the second half. And they overpowered us, man. So fair play.
What about your manager? I thought your manager was going to be the equalizer, though. That's what you were saying before. You said that. You said to me,
it's 1-1. It's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Your manager was going to be the humble Arteta. So we need you to speak a bit more. Come on, get in.
1 minute. Lee, did you not hear me though in my AFTV fan cam? Poor man's Pep Guardiola, fam. Poor man's Pep Guardiola.
Listen, man. There might be one combo in this league, man. The one combo.
He had his turn, man. Listen, it's 1-1. He's had his turn. We had you at Old Trafford, and you had his ear in it. It's 1-1. You know what I mean? So we're even.
There was a lot of chat.
Is that the same with us then, Said? Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
same with us then.
It's even, isn't it? Yeah, you guys won the first one. We won the second one. But nah, you know what it is, yeah. I feel like for me, Arsenal deserve to be where they are. Banter aside, you guys are the real deal this season. And you know, we gave you a tough game, but I feel like you always had the edge in the second half. And that is obviously, I'm not here to get the violins out, but you guys are 3 years into your process. We're only 6 months, and you can see the difference.
Tell them because they seem to forget
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can do
listen, you don't try to back the team because you are dead feeding. You just sit there and listen for your team.
You are some fans. Enjoy it for now. But like I said, we gave you a battle, and it weren't good enough in the end. But
right, let me ask you, Saeed. Let me ask you. Have you all been put back in your place now? Because the amount of shit, you said, and every other United fan, yeah, like I said, it's Ten Hag. He's only been here 6 months. So why was you all getting gassed up? We're in a title charge. We're in a title charge. We're in a title. What happened, bro? Back to top 4 now. Back to top 4.
Fans were getting giddy. There was no title charge.
What do you mean, fans?
You.
Listen, if you actually look at the receipts, I never said we're in a title race. I never.
Yo, there's
no. I heard what you said.
You bring the receipt.
You said you're putting your foot in there just to kind of see if it's warm.
Experimenting. We're experimenting, man. We were testing the waters.
You know what? Don't experiment.
Testing the waters.
And you know what?
I don't even want you in the lab. Take the coat off. Take that lab coat off.
And you know what? And you know what? He put his foot in the water and realized, oh, this is real.
It's real. It's like going on holiday in Europe in June. I mean, in January.
Hey,
but look, putting
it's like going on holiday in Europe in January and trying to go in the swimming pool. It's way too cold, bro.
Normally I can swim in this deep end, but listen, we tested the waters, and like I said, the test came out inconclusive.
You saw the crocodile, yeah? You saw the crocodile.
No,
you saw the big crocodile.
There was crocodiles in there, and like I said, some of them been there for 3 years, and we just came in there, you know what I mean, naive, and this is what happened, man. But end of the day, our aim is to get as high as we can in the league, but also win a trophy. Like, you know, I mean, we're not here to compete in the league, but this season, like I said, it's about building better football, building the building blocks. You know, you guys have short memory. You know, when Arteta came through the door, you finished 8th, and 5th. So
Yeah.
let's
And
not have
guess what?
short memory.
And guess what? You say is there, yeah, you guys have not picked no silverware yet. And we picked up silverware a lot more recent history than you, man. So
And he
that's
still
what it
wanted
is, innit?
Arteta out as well.
You
But
know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
another
But look,
story.
like
But
I say,
anyway,
things change. Football change, just like your
Life's
mind's
changed.
changed when you challenging for the league. It's changed real quick.
That's
Now
not,
we're
no,
back
no,
in the
it's
top
not
four
really
race.
changed real quick.
We're back
Because
in
I
the
never
top
had this
four race.
affirmative approach that we are going to win the league. I've never
No,
put my
you
neck
were
out
testing the waters. You were
there. We were testing the waters, but we win. I never said for once United are going to win the league.
I've ever seen. 4 days. 4 days. That is the shortest title chart I've ever seen in my life.
But no, you know what it is, yeah? That title chart is a theory by every other rival fan to suck United
you
fans in.
guys.
And
you
then later
guys,
on, no,
you
hold on a
guys.
minute.
Nah,
It's a theory that's been put in by rival fans to suck my United fans in to then later on say, I told you so.
You know,
And I
they
get it,
kept
it's banter. I get it, it's
saying-
banter.
they kept
It's
saying, "Oh, we
enjoyable.
don't- There's no Casemiro. It doesn't matter because they're beating us before.
Listen, party, mate. Where was
Beating us
party in that
before,
game?
it doesn't matter,
Where was your boy party, mate? Got spun, mate. Your boy party.
Listen,
That
my
would never
boy
happen
Party-
to Casemiro.
My boy Party was.
I'll tell you what it was. I'll
I'll
tell you
that, but
exactly
he's still in Ghana. He's gone back to Ghana right now. I think he's still in
Nah,
Ghana.
nah.
I'm telling you, mate, you got chatting back, mate.
That goal- that-
Right, look.
that-
Let's calm it down a bit. Let's actually get into the football because obviously
Yeah,
we do
let's
want to
get-
break it down. Yeah, and you know what? I am going to give United credit because I
Facts,
think
you've
that
got
was one
to.
of the most entertaining games that I've seen at the Emirates in recent times, and it brought that old school rivalry back, and that's what I've missed. There's nothing better than Arsenal United. You get me? Fair enough. Tottenham Arsenal has always been good, but you know, for years and years and years, we were miles ahead of Tottenham, so there wasn't no real rivalry there. But with United, we were going for titles, and this build up this year, bro, like, well, especially for this game rather than the first game, is being lit. You get me? And I think United come. They didn't just throw themselves, you know, over. They tried. They got the early goal, but I think Arsenal were just too much for you. I think the last 20 minutes in the game, we totally dominated from the start of the game. Before you got the goal, we were creating chances. We were going. And
I think we missed the trick.
Rashford's
I think
goal,
we
man.
missed
That was
the
quality.
Yeah. I think we missed a trick, and that's why I slightly criticized Eric Ten Hag. Is that when it was at 2-2, there was a mental edge in the game where we got back in it. I think that was a moment where I thought we should have brought on Garnacho, because then you've got to give Tomiyasu something to think about. Listen, Tomiyasu is not the most well-polished right back in the world. Yes, he's been consistent. Yes, he gives Arsenal what he gives Arsenal, but having Garnacho running at you is a different story. And I just think for me, at that point there, it was a mental gamble you've got to give yourself. And I just thought Eric Ten Hag missed a trick there. And also our midfield got leggy. We kept sitting back. And Arsenal, they pounced. They brought on Trossard. You guys then, obviously, he ended up, you know, giving the pass to Zinchenko. So you guys grew into the game. We were just kind of almost like waiting for a 2-2. You can't do that in Premier League. And I think Ten Hag will take that lessons with him.
Don't you think? I think you're right there, you know, because if you think about it, against City usually beat Man United by controlling the midfield. Yeah. Now, what you did against us last week, when we won't go into it too much with the decisions and all of that, but we were starting to really, really dominate the game, by taking control of the midfield and pushing you back. And at that point, you did make changes, and those changes worked, Whereas this week against Arsenal, you didn't make the same changes, and ultimately, you just allowed Arsenal to continue to dominate the midfield. So I think you're pretty spot on with it. You can't allow Arsenal. Look, Arsenal right now, are like Manchester City back, what was it, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2019. Where the midfield and with runners, and it was just, it's very, very similar.
It's relentless, man. It's relentless.
It's relentless pressure. And against that, if you cannot take control of that midfield battle and start recycling the ball, if you allow Arsenal to recycle the ball in your half, same with City, to be fair, that's where we're not at the moment. If a team can recycle the ball in your half, you're fucked.
So that's what you're basically saying. So let me summarize. There's levels to this. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying there's levels to this football thing?
Because
Are you
yeah,
trying
you're
to say
top of
that?
the league.
Are you trying to say that Arsenal are here and Man United are down there? Is
You
that
know,
what you're?
you know, we're not even in terms of our progress. You guys are 3 years into your progress. Do you not understand
You know
that,
what?
Lee?
That's not
Are you-
true.
are
No,
you-
no,
are
no,
you
no, no.
not saying
No, no,
that-
no. There was Pierre Chest before
Can I-
this
can I-
game, bro.
can I-
I'm just saying, though, innit?
Pierre
I'm saying
Chest.
that.
Now
But
the
you're
exclusive
basically
is
agreeing
going.
with Lee,
Let me just
what do you call it,
go back
Daps.
to your point. Let me go back to your point. Let me just go back to your point. When you say that we're 3 years in, I keep trying to explain to people we're not 3 years in. This has been 1 year because the first season.
Oh, get out of here, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Stop,
What he's
stop,
talking
stop,
about.
stop.
Let me
Let him
You
land.
have
Let
3
him
years
land.
with your
Let him
manager,
land.
yes or no?
Let
Let me ask you a
him
question.
land. Let him land. Let him land.
I'm going to ask you one question before he lands. Are you? Is your manager been there for 3 years? Yes or no?
He's been there for 3 years, yeah. But let me land. Hold on, let me land. You keep saying about the way we're playing now. We didn't play that in the first half of the season that we came. We didn't play that the season before that. Last season was the first season that we started playing 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, whatever it is. And even last season, we weren't. We were playing 4-2-3-1, and then we changed to the 4-3-3. This new whole process has been coming from the halfway through of last season and this season. First season, we were playing 3 at the back. So when everyone keeps saying, "Oh, yeah, we've been coming for 3 seasons, it's been building," no, because we had to get rid of all the rubbish that we had to get new players.
So you've proved your point. You've been building.
Yes, exactly. No, but I'm disproving your point. But you keep saying that, it's the way that Arteta's been in 3 years that he's been able to do this and do that. No, I'm
talking about you building for 3 years to get to this point. Do you see what I'm trying to say? We're 6 months into what we're doing.
But it's almost been 2 rebuilds. It's been the first rebuild to get rid of.
Hell, mate. Listen, 2 rebuilds, 3 rebuilds. The manager's been there for 3 years.
I'm trying to dress it up.
We don't care, really. We don't care.
I know.
For 3 years. Really, give me this sympathy approach. The manager's been there for 3 years, bro.
All I've got is your tears in my water bottle.
Okay, where's your water bottle? And by the way, yeah,
normally I have
that is embarrassing. You are embarrassing. That is the most cringiest thing I've ever seen. Who brings a water bottle to a stadium and then write United tears on there? That is
man. Life is good.
Honestly, Renty, you need to have a chat with your boy. You lot are
Listen. Let me
sort yourselves out. That is
1 minute.
What is that?
Who did that?
The water bottle to the stadium.
Who did that?
Who brings the little son's water bottle? That was
It wasn't water bottle, bro. It was United's tears, fam.
United's tears, bro.
Put it back in the pack.
United's tears. Hold on.
Listen.
No.
Go on, listen. Let me listen. Wait. I'm gonna put you on mute. Yeah, let me come in. Yeah, and because I think both of you have got valid points. You get me? I think look, putting all the messing around aside, you are right, Saeed. It has been 3 years that Arteta's been at the helm. However, you got to look at it with a bit of concept. Arteta, somebody mentioned in there, it was his first ever managerial job. He's not like Erik ten Hag, who's actually been managing in the Champions League, managing at Ajax, managing at different places. And he's also managed under Pep Guardiola as well. So you can't even use that argument as well that he hasn't been under Pep because he has, yeah? Arteta came into this Arsenal side with an absolute ridiculous squad, bro. Ridiculous. Ten Hag's come into the United side with decent players, yeah? I agree what Lee's saying to a certain extent, that you know what, it's only this year that we're playing well. And it is this year because the acquisitions that we've brought in this year in a Zinchenko, a Gabriel Jesus, and even just the back end of last year as well, when Ben White and all them are now starting to come good, we're starting to see the fruits of it as well. So there's an argument for both sides. At the end of the day, where we are right now, if you asked any fan, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, they won't be saying that Arsenal will be going for the title, bro. Very unexpected.
Of course, I'm not saying that. But this idea that it's been 1 year. To get to the point you are, it takes 3 years. To get to the point where you're selling players, it takes 3 years. That's what you call a process. And that was my original point that Daps was saying. We're only 6 months into that, where we haven't even been able to get rid of most of the players we wanted to. So that's why I'm trying to allude to the fact you're still 3 years into what you're doing. And we still gave you a game, and it was competitive. It was a very, very competitive game.
It was
30 minutes.
Did you win, Said?
It was a good game. It was a good game. It was a good game.
No.
Of course not. You know the score.
Well, you need to hold that.
I will add it.
Well, of course I'll hold that.
It was
Right, we're gonna
continued for 60 minutes, and then after
let
that,
let Patrick come in. This is what I was going to
yeah,
say, because we haven't had your thoughts on the
yeah,
game
yeah.
yet.
Go on,
I was going to say it was competitive for 55, 60 minutes, and then after that, it was literally total domination, and there was only one team in it. And unfortunately for you, Saeed, and I wanted United to win, but I was like, damn, this Arsenal team is just different gravy. Like, it was wave after wave after wave after wave, and ultimately, you know, your defenders or midfielders, they couldn't, you know, when it's so relentless, and then you just see players making mistakes and just hacking the ball away or kicking the ball out because they're just under the cosh for so long. You know, it's not when, it's just if. And unfortunately, you conceded. But to be fair, I see United fans getting onto Weghorst, and I don't really get it, because I thought he was really good.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't really.
His link-up play was really good. He's a lot quicker and more agile than I thought he was. And to be fair, I thought he looked really good linking up with you guys and making cute runs. And yeah, he was even tracking back and pressing and getting stuck in. I think he's a good addition, man. Definitely, I didn't see how good he was being at Burnley and stuff like that. But yeah, man, he's a good player. But
he's a good stopgap till Kane.
Yeah.
Good stopgap till Kane.
I don't want Kane to be honest with you, but
Kane doesn't want you lot either. But that's enough.
Well, he can stay there, mate. He can stay at Tottenham and not win anything.
I'm not gonna lie. We could have pulled Per Mertesacker out of retirement to deal with him. Yo, he looked dead bait. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's exactly what it was. Yeah. I don't see that.
He got isolated, man. He got isolated.
Don't worry. Would you take him at Tottenham?
As a backup, 100%. I thought he was
that's
all right, man.
That's why Hughes man will stay in the mud forever, fam. That's why Hughes man will stay in the mud forever.
That's not fair.
Yeah, trust me, man. What has he done, bro? This guy, yeah, even when he was at Burnley, let me tell you, even if you're in the worstest teams, if you're a top player, you will stand out no matter what team you're in, bro. I'm telling you now for a fact.
It's debatable.
No. You got to look at it, yeah. I'm telling you for a fact. That's true, bro. Hughes man are being shit, and when you're being shit, Harry Kane stood out. Arsenal are being shit, Saka stood out, or an Aubameyang stood out. You get me?
Yeah, but he's not on that level. Come on, let's not.
United are being shit, and Rashford has stood out. You know what I'm saying? So, no, that's the truth. That's the truth.
I'm not even backing Weghorst like that. But what I'm trying to say is he's a lot better than what people make him out to be. And I see United fans getting onto him saying, "Oh, he's one of the reasons why."
Bro, it's one game. No one should get onto no one after one game.
Two games.
This is what
is it 2 games?
I
didn't hear about the first one.
Liverpool fans were onto Gakpo after one game. They're onto him big time after 2 games. Obviously, the misses against Chelsea.
Was Gakpo started?
Yeah, Gakpo started both games.
Yeah, Gakpo.
I ain't seen him.
Yeah. he was playing, bro. Trust me.
Funny that the Man United manager wanted Gakpo, and now all of a sudden this guy's, you know.
No, you got to give him time, man. Listen, I don't think Gakpo.
No, you do have to give Eric Ten Hag credit. Look, obviously the rivalry between Arsenal and United is massive, innit? But look, as a football man, yeah, what he has done at United, it has been quite good, to be honest, because I honestly thought Hughes man were going to finish 8th or 7th this year. You know what I mean? I didn't really see no real progression.
Anybody wrote us off. I don't think anybody put us in the top 4, to be honest with you. Like, not many people put United in the top 4. Did you, Lee?
Listen, Premsy, I know you're in money, so you got to be kind and say some nice things about Man United, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, bro, I don't. Nah. I don't.
Be logical then.
I'm gonna put you
logical, brother.
I don't need to say nothing, yeah, because bro, man ain't fucking scared of nobody, mate. And like by now, you should know me, mate. You should know me, yeah. And all I'm telling you now for a fact, yeah, is that when you because big man thing, innit, you got at the end of the day, as a footballing man and doing footballing streams, we know we're biased, we know we're Arsenal men, but you got to take a step back and look at it and think, you know what? Bro. The guy has done well at the club, and if you're telling me that Ten Hag hasn't done well at the club, bro, that is a mad thing. You know,
I'll be honest. When you inherit the squad they had, and you spend almost 300 million, 250 million, I'm expecting good things, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Always listen. That's
no.
Crazy.
Because he's the Messiah, right? He's the
Messiah. Doesn't mean you're gonna implement what you need to implement. Doesn't mean you're gonna be.
But you got to look at it. You got to look at it. A lot of teams have spent money.
Stick your war chest out and be honest and say the amount of money you spent in 6 months, you need to start thinking that, yeah, he's been all right, but he's had a lot of backing.
Where do you think Man United were spending all this money? Where do you think Man United should be with spending all this money in the 6 months right now?
where you are. I don't see why you shouldn't be any higher.
So why are you trying to downplay Eric Ten Hag?
No, but I'm not gonna go above and beyond and start saying that he's been amazing.
You don't have to be above and beyond. What's this idea? Just look at it logically and say that he's actually doing a good job.
I'll be honest. My main thing is, and I'm gonna probably leave it here with the whole thing is, for me, I don't think that he's doing anything amazing. Counter-attack football, bro. I don't see you, man, controlling games. I don't see you, man, moving the ball in a certain way. I don't see anything special. So right now,
but Lee, are you telling me though? Are you telling me that he's not improved that Man United side? Because the one thing of late, bro, and that's all we're saying. Well, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, you get me. I'm not going on like he's Pep Guardiola. He's definitely improved that side.
He's improved it because he's taken 2 players from his old team, so they already know the system, and taken a world-class player who's automatically going to be an improvement on the crap that he had before. So of course he's done the normal things which anyone.
But at the same time, he's improved players like Wan-Bissaka. He's improved players like Luke Shaw. He's improved and got the best out of Marcus Rashford. He's also brought Bruno Fernandes back to the forefront. So you got to look at it and think, you know what? He's done well. But look, people, is our in, is being emotional,
it's being
funny. Go on, before we wrap it up, Saeed, the last one.
What's happened to the Tottenham game?
We're going to be watching it. We're going to go and watch it now.
No. What happened to it, though? It's normally meant to be kicking off at 8, innit? What happened?
Yeah.
Don't lie. What's going on?
No, it's not kicked off.
Oh my God! Now. Tottenham have forfeited the game, people. Tottenham have forfeited the game.
Yeah, stop it. Let me turn on. Anyway, let's get off
They
this.
never start at 8:15 though. It's always 8.
Oh, has it been pushed back to? Oh yeah, it says 8:15 now. That's weird. Yeah, what's happening?
Why is that?
Oh, that's good for us then. At least I get to watch the whole game. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's good.
That's weird. Something with transport.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Oh yeah, but cool. To be fair, though, Lee, we had that yesterday, though, innit, as well with the transport.
Yeah.
What happened in London?
It was all
big smoke. That's what happened, bro. The big smoke.
Listen, man, don't speak too soon.
But look, people, we've come to the end of the stream now. Look, it's an hour. We want to try to get in the Tottenham game. We want to see Tottenham get smoked, absolutely smoked by Fulham. Don't get it twisted. Big Mitrovic is going to be coming and laying the law down to use, man. But people, make sure you smash a like on this video. Obviously, go and subscribe to each and every one of the Mandem. Never a Foul, Saeed TV, Guna Lee, and Patrick Tyrant as well. The links will be in the description below as well. But I appreciate the community. I appreciate the chat. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you smash a like on the video. But come on, you Gunners. Let's fucking have it, mate. Top of the tree business. Let's go.